The funny thing about Whoopi Goldberg is that if Donald Trump so much as looks sideways, she is all upset and outraged about it. But when Christians are mocked, slandered and ridiculed at the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games, well, she says, that's no biggie, just change the channel. Have a listen.
Come on, y'all. It's the Olympics. Stop. They're not trying to do anything except talk about the history. They're showing you the history. There are too many people in the picture for it to be the 12 disciples and then the 7 or 8 other people who are in the picture.
Well, and
it's just more people. When you're not happy with something and it bothers you, don't take 20 hours to write an email. Just turn the TV off. Watch something else.
Yeah, just change the channel and watch, the other Olympics. You can't do that, of course, because there's only one Olympic Games and it's for the entire world. But Caleb, do you reckon The View would react like that if it was Islam that had been mocked at the Olympics? Do you think they'd be, look, if you don't want to watch Islam being mocked, just change the channel? It would have been an entirely different tune for sure.
I'm so glad that the lefties have finally woken up to the idea that if you don't like what someone else is saying, perhaps you should just ignore it and not be offended by it. I mean, are they now going to make this their doctrine? That they, like all you people who watch Sky News and write in and every night, there's certain people who write to me like nearly every night and just complain about what we talk about. I'm like, why don't you just change the channel? Why do you sit there hating what you're watching every single night and getting so offended by it and then going off complaining on social media and writing in complaints to ACMA and all this sort of stuff? If you don't like it, switch it off. If they're going to do that in general, then I'm all on board. Well, welcome to the free speech world. I love it. I'm glad you finally worked it out. But of course, we're not just talking here about, I'll switch it off because I don't particularly like what I'm watching. Like, we're talking about a program that is going to be watched by children. We know it's going to be watched by children with drag queens parading around. We're talking about a program, I call it a program, but the opening ceremony, that, as you pointed out, went after only one religion, not others. I mean, just switch it off. It's the bloody Olympics, for heaven's sake. I mean, she was talking about it as though it's the Olympics. It's the Olympics. What's the problem? That is the problem, that it is the Olympics. Like, we just wanted to watch the opening ceremony.
And it's got nothing to do with anything. Let's keep in mind, it wasn't just the Last Supper. At one point, they had a ginormous golden calf on stage, straight out of the book of Exodus. Then they had a beast or some weird, mysterious, cloaked figure riding what looked for all the world like either a pale horse or a white horse, straight out of the book of Revelation right there, one of the horse riders of the apocalypse. I mean, these people were celebrating, dancing around a golden calf. That imagery, that symbolism is powerful, and it wasn't lost on anyone who is marginally familiar, much less belongs to the Christian faith. And for someone like Whoopi Goldberg, who is herself a member of the LGBTIQ community, so it's no wonder that she's like, I didn't see a problem with it. What's the matter with this? Whereas for Christians, we know that all of this is actually spelled out in our Bibles. It is spelled out in our Bibles. The Bible says, as it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it be. The Bible says in the last days, mockers will come with their mockery, saying, where is your Christ? Where is your God? Now, Jesus himself said, hey, they hated me first. So if the world hates you, don't worry. I'm the OG, and they hate me because I called them out on their evil deeds. Like, all of this is foretold, and any Christians watching this just goes, well, hello, mockers. Thanks for fulfilling more prophecy. There you are. Okay, yep, go on
Christians
then.
weren't imagining it because, like you said, if it was just one thing, you might say, maybe a coincidence, but there were numerous Bible references where ridicule was involved.
Yes,
it was no accident.
very obvious.
It was no mistake. It was no misunderstanding. On The View, a couple of the other panellists went on to say, we should just focus on the Olympians rather than what happened during the opening ceremony. But that's our complaint, isn't it? We wish the Olympics would focus on the Olympians
That would have been
rather
nice.
than mocking Christianity. The other thing they said, and I can't believe this, one of the co-hosts on The View said, look, all these Christians complaining, we're tired of being beaten over the head with religious messages. We were beaten over the head with a religious message by the Olympic opening ceremony. Then when we complain about it, we're the ones who are the Bible bashers.
I know, isn't it ridiculous? But look, at least one person's talking sense about all of this. Donald Trump had his say on Fox News.
Have you watched any of the Olympics?
I thought that the opening ceremony was a disgrace, actually. I thought it was a disgrace.
The mocking of the Last Supper.
I thought it was
Catholics and Christians across the globe are outraged.
I mean, they can do certain things. I thought it was terrible.
Can you say at the next Olympics, if you're present, you'll have enough influence on the organizers that we won't be, insulting Christians?
We won't be having a Last Supper as portrayed the way they portrayed it the other night. I just think, look, I'm for everybody. I'm very open-minded. You understand. Yeah. You know me better than most people know me. I'm very open-minded. But I thought what they did was a disgrace.
And so say all of us. I can't wait to see what the Olympic opening ceremony might look like in LA if Donald Trump is president at the time.
No, but we're all very nervous about the closing ceremony. Of the
yes, there is that to come too.
Well, given the Olympics have taken down the footage of their own opening ceremony, I'm sure someone's in a back room somewhere desperately amending, making a few changes to the closing ceremony
let's
now.
have a new version of that.